Okay, Cubcats, so we've been talking a lot about plants, but we're going to talk a little bit about soil and the different types of soil. And today, if you're able to get out, and I know the ground is a little bit wet, but if you're able to get out today, I want you to kind of explore with your hands the different kind of soil. I know through my planting, I have felt many different types. I've seen different colors of soil. Even soil that was rocky, soil that felt gritty like sand, and then of course that perfect soil kind of like how I see when I buy it at Lowe's. So let's talk about soil and what makes up soil. So different materials make up soil. So we know that plants need minerals. So soil is made up of minerals. It's also made up of small rocks, sand, and silt. And there is a big difference between those different materials. So we know that silt is made from really teeny tiny pieces of rock. We have the humus that is formed by the remaining of the soil materials. And these are materials that were once living or formed from living things. And this kind of material adds nutrients to the soil. In this soil, there's also space for air and water, and insects and plant roots make this space available. So that is the kind of soil that we're really looking for. And usually there's two types of soil. So one of the types is going to be the topsoil, which is going to be the top layer. And this soil looks like small, dark little particles. It has a ton of minerals and also that humus too. What's really good about topsoil is that it can hold a ton of water. There's also a layer called the subsoil, which is below the topsoil. And the subsoil has lighter colored and larger particles. It has the humus and also holds some water, and it has some minerals. And then of course, underneath the subsoil, we have the solid rock. So you see here in this diagram, we have our top layer here, and then we have our topsoil, our subsoil, and then our solid rock. So this right here is what the majority of us are feeling when we go outside and we plant our gardens, like many of you have already done. So the different types of soil, there being different types of rocks and minerals making up soil, they create these different soil categories. Some soils hold more water and some have more of the humus. Different soil types can be found all around the world. So what we have in North Carolina might be different than what they experience, the types of soil that they have in Ireland. That's just a very broad example. Some soil is very sandy and has a lot of clay in it. And some really lucky locations have what we call loam, and plants grow really well in loam because it has a really nice mixture of sand and clay. These soil layers can be thick or they can be thin. Thick soil causes better plant growth. The causes of thin soil might be wind or dry weather or any mountainous areas. So we do experience some of that thin soil, and it does take quite a long time for soil to form. Farmers work hard to make sure that they can use their soil all year long. So they take really good care of their soil. That's kind of their livelihood, what they make the most of their money from. If you've ever planted a garden, your parents might have a till, or they might go out with a shovel and turn the soil. If that doesn't happen, if you don't turn it, the soil, like how the farmers do, that causes it to turn to silt, which is this dry and dusty soil. So here we go. We know that without soil, plants and trees cannot grow. Without plants and trees, organisms cannot survive. We rely on plants and animals. Plants and animals rely on soil, and that means us too rely on soil. Have a great day, guys. Go explore your soil.